Hello friends, my name is Plamen and again it's Monday and it's time for our weekly forecast for the upcoming week. As usual, we are gonna take a look what news are coming and when is not suitable for trading and when is suitable for trading. And we are gonna take a look at the uh, currency pairs that we trade so you can see our trade ideas and our forecast, what we think is going to happen on the market for this week. So, without further ado, let's begin. And as usual, we are going to start with the news. Okay, this week mostly we have important news for the US dollar and for the euro. Today, they are not important news, so no news at all, only you can see Australia, they're celebrating the king's birthday. Tomorrow, there's gonna be the German CPI on a monthly basis. This is some important news. And after that, the CPI on the monthly basis and the yearly basis, also the core CPI for the US dollar. These news are very important, so you gotta be careful. On Wednesday, there is the GDP for the British pound, and you can see after that it's gonna be very, I can say, volatile day because the US dollar, there the PPI, which is at 15:13 Central European time, and later that day there the FOMC meetings and the statement, and also you can see the most important news for the US dollar, the Fed interest rate decision. The forecast is that it will be the same as the last month, so probably not a lot of movements are gonna happen, but you have to know there is gonna be movements. Also, half an hour later, it's gonna be the FOMC press conference, which are going to tell the decisions, why they made these decisions, and probably a lot of movements are gonna happen here. On Thursday, it's gonna be the GDP for the New Zealand dollar, also for the euro, the deposit facility rate, and the interest rate decision. You can see the forecast is that they're gonna increase the interest rate with zero point 0.5 points, and probably a lot of movements are gonna happen. Also, later that day, again, we have news for the US dollar, the core retail sales, the initial jobless claims, and the Philadelphia Fed Manufacturing Index. A lot of movements are gonna be here, and the press conference of the European Central Bank is at 15:45. And on Friday, there is gonna be the CPI for the euro, and you can see the forecast is that the CPI is going to decrease with around 1%. This is good for the euro because the mm, inflation is decreasing, and also probably a lot of movements are going to happen at Friday. So these are the news. You have to be careful when the news are coming and don't trade during the news. This is the most important thing. Okay, now let's move to the charts and see what are our analysis for the upcoming week. Okay, let's see. This is pound to US dollar. Let's take a look at the euro to US dollar. Okay, let's see the last week what we expected. The price was over here. It is on the 4 hour. Let me just move it to the 4 hour time frame. Okay, you can see the price was over here. We said that there is a chance the price to come back this supply zone over here and to see a pushback from it. And as you can see, first the price started to make a pushback, then retraced again to the zone and made very good movement that we expected to this point of interest, which is over here. Now, what we expect for the next week, if we take a look on the higher time frames, let me just show you on the weekly time frame. On the weekly time frame, we can see that on this impulse wave, the price has reached the level 61.8 on Fibonacci, and last week it ended like a morning star. You can see here, and this tells us that the price probably is gonna continue to go up for a very long amount of time, and it will reach probably the weekly level at 1.15. On the lower time frames, you can see at this huge impulse wave, there is not the big retracement, so it is forming something like a flag or maybe like a double bottom, I don't know yet. But we can see we have a good divergence here, so there is a chance on the daily time frame that we can see some down movement to this all lows over here and the weekly level at 1.05. But on the 4-hour time frame, we can clearly see that the price has made a higher high and a higher lows. And now there are two chances here. The first one is the price to make a strategy of trading breakouts to break this high over here and to see a movement from here up. This is the first one. The second option is here we have a demand zone and we have very good volumes here, and there is a chance the price to come back down to activate this zone over here and then to see a very good movement up. This is our analysis for euro dollar. We don't see anything for short position except on the daily time frame. If the price breaks this flat line over here and make a retest, probably we are gonna see some down movement to the weekly level. Okay, let's move to pound to US dollar. Let's take a look at the picture from the last week. Again, it was on the 4-hour time frame. And the price was just here. We said that there is a good chance the price to push back from this trend line and to see new very strong up movement. And as you can see, the price has made the strong movement as we expected. There it is. And let's see what we can expect for the next week. Okay, if we take a look again on the daily time frame, we can see the price has made a up movement, a retracement, and now it's making a higher high. So on the higher time frame, on the daily one, there is a good chance the price to come back to a daily trend line and to see another up movement. On the 4-hour time frame, it is pretty much the same. I'm gonna delete this. Here, after this impulse wave, there's gotta be some retracement, so there is a chance the price to come back to the trend line. Here we have the same zone, the demand zone, like the euro to US dollar, and it will match with the daily trend line. And here we have very strong volumes right there. And the price, if it come back with a confirmation of candles, divergence may happen and we are gonna enter in some long positions. But here it's not good to sell from here because we don't know if this is the end of the impulse wave. There is always a chance the price to continue to go up. Okay, this is our opinion for pound to US dollar. Let's move to euro to Japanese yen. Okay, so this was the price. After this impulse wave, we have used our Fibonacci tool. And after this impulse wave, there was a retracement. And we said that we expected the price to continue to go down to see some pushback. And as you can see, the price has made the movement. This is the impulse wave, the retracement. And this is the first movement that reached almost the level 0 of Fibonacci, which is this low over here. There it is. And we expect it to continue to go down. But the price has pushed back from this daily trend line, this one, and now it's making a new up movement. So what we think is gonna happen for the upcoming week, there is a chance the price to continue to go up to this point of interest, which is on the 4-hour time frame. And if it push back from this point of interest, we may see some very good down movement. But if the price breaks this point of interest with a lot and come back to test it, probably we're gonna see another huge movement and the price is gonna continue to go up. These are the two options that we expect for the euro to Japanese yen. The second option is, if we take a look on the weekly time frame, the price, as we said last week, the price can make a pattern for reversing of the trend, a double top pattern because it is on the monthly level, and there is a good chance here with some side movement to see a very good down movement here to break the neckline, to test it, and to see some down movement again. These are the second option that we expect on the weekly time frame, so we have to wait. This is not gonna happen this week probably, but in 2 or 3 weeks we may see some very strong down movement. Pound to Japanese yen. Let's see the picture from the last week. It was on the 4-hour time frame. This is the picture we expected. After these movements, here we had a trend line, 4-hour trend line, and we expected the price to make a pushback from this trend line and to see some up movement. Well, the price didn't push back from the trend line. It break it a little bit, but also it has made its movement to the weekly level as we expected. There it is. And now after this strong impulse wave, there are a couple of options here. We may see some trend reversal pattern, and we may see here some retracement to a levels of Fibonacci, because here we have some very good zone, and to see some up movement. And if the price doesn't break this high over here and makes another down movement, probably this is gonna be a double top pattern. But if it breaks this high over here, let me just show you. If it breaks this high, there is a good chance to see some retest and the price to continue to go up. These are the two options that we expect for now. And let's move to pound to Australian dollar. Okay, this is euro to Australian dollar. This is on the 4-hour time frame. Let's take a look. Where was the price? The price was over here. Okay. Last week we expected after this impulse wave to see some retracement to these swing zones over here and to retest the trend line and then to see another down movement. Well, the price didn't make the retracement that we expected and continued to go down. It here it made some side movement, and now what we can expect for the next week. If we take a look on the daily time frame, we can see the very strong impulse wave. The price didn't push back from this daily trend line, and now some retracement is expected. Probably if the price here comes back to test some of the levels of Fibonacci or even to the trend line, it is going to be a consecutive point here, and we may see a very good divergency. And from here, with confirmation, we are going to enter in short positions, probably for very long time. I mean, something like 700 pips. to reach these highs over here, because here the price, there is no good level that the price can push back again. This is, if this happens, it will be some very good trade, so we are waiting. On the lower time frame, here we have a point of interest which is very close to the price right now, and if the price push back from here, there is a good chance that we may see some down movement to this high or even to the level which is on this lows over here. This is for euro to Australian dollar. Let's move to pound to Australian dollar. And let's take a look at the picture from the last week. And the price was over here. We expected to see some pushback from the trend line to come back here to the swing zones and to this supply zone over here, and to see from there a very strong down movement. But you can see the price has broke the trend line, didn't made any confirmation here from the candles, and it break it, retested, and made another down movement. Now, for the next week, what are the possibilities here? Also, we are going to take a look at the daily time frame. There is a good chance the price to continue to go down, because here we may see a strategy of trading breakouts. If the price breaks this low over here, there is good chance the price to continue to go down. The second option is to see some strong retracement to retest this trend line and to see a pushback from levels of Fibonacci, then to continue to go down. This is what we think is going to happen. These are the two chances on the higher time frame, which is the daily one. On the 4-hour trend line, again, here we have on this high point of interest, and we may see some pushback, some retracement to this point of interest, and a pushback with some confirmation to see some down movement. This is pretty much the same as euro to Australian dollar, so we are waiting. Okay, euro to New Zealand dollar. Let's take a look at the picture. It was on a daily time frame. Okay, so here was the picture. Last week we said after this strong impulse wave, we are expecting the price to hit some of the levels of Fibonacci to retest this high over here and to see some up movement. And as you can see, the price is going the same way as we thought. Now it's pretty close to the 50% of Fibonacci, and there is not very clear what to expect from here, because after this strong impulse wave, this is a retracement, and there is a chance the price to continue to go up. But you know, for the correlations, and euro to New Zealand dollar is at very good correlation with pound New Zealand dollar, and we are going to show what we think for pound New Zealand dollar. And because of the correlation, we may see here on the smaller time frame, on the 4-hour time frame, here we have an impulse wave, a retracement, now another impulse wave. And there is a possibility the price to come back again, this swing level over here, to hit the trend line, and also a very good divergence may happen, and with some candlestick formations from here, we are going to enter in some short positions to the demand zone, and the price to fill all this imbalance over here. This is what we think for the euro to New Zealand dollar, that is going to go down, because on pound to New Zealand dollar, here we can see that the price is making a very good double top pattern, and if the price breaks this neckline, there is very good possibility the price to continue to go down for some 650 pips. This is on the higher time frame, on the pound to New Zealand dollar. And just to show you what we thought for pound to New Zealand dollar last week, the picture was at 1 hour time frame. We expected last week for pound to New Zealand dollar to see some retracement. The price was just here. To see some retracement to activate this point of interest, this one, to activate this point of interest and to see some down movement. Also on Friday, we had an idea that the price may not reach this point of interest and probably it's gonna push back from the Fibonacci from 61.8, and now you can see the price has started to make some down movement. Also, it's not excluded that the price will come back again here to activate this zone over here and then to see the down movement as we expected. This is the idea from Friday, and at the daily time frame again, also when we see some double top pattern, sometimes the price makes this one, breaks this neckline, the people enters in short positions because this is a very good pattern, and the big participants on the market go back again to close all the small stop losses on the smaller participants and then makes the new down movement. So we think that there is a chance the price, if it breaks this neckline, to come back again for another retracement. Also, some trend line may happen here to see some pushback and then to see the strong down movement. These are some chances, these are the manipulations that the big participants in the market are performing, and that's why our idea was that the trade, if you enter here at this candlestick here, that your stop loss should be above this high over here. Okay, we don't see anything for long positions on pound to New Zealand dollar for now, and let's move to the gold to see what we expect for the gold for the next week. First, let's see the picture. It is on the 1 hour time frame. Mm, There was Monday. Yeah, 1 hour. Okay. Last week, we expected the price to push back from this point of interest here and to see a retracement to the upper point of interest, which is at this highs over here. You can see it is still valid, but the price went in some kind of range here. So it started to make an up movement, didn't reach this point of interest. It made a down movement, up movement, and you can see this is a clear range right now. Okay, what are the possibilities here? They are pretty much the same like the last week. Because of this range, we can see here some up movement to the point of interest and then see some pushback. Also, there is a chance the price from here to reach this new point of interest, which is down there, and then to see the upper movement. It's not very clear what exactly is going to happen with the gold to US dollar because, as I told you at the beginning of the analysis, there are a lot of news this week for the US dollar, and some manipulations probably are going to happen. These are two options that we expect for the gold to US dollar. We are watching gold to US dollar on the smaller time frames on the 4 hour and the 1 hour. sometimes even the 15 minutes, because the gold is very volatile and it makes a huge movements even on the smaller time frames. Okay, guys, this is for today's analysis. I hope you like this analysis, and if you do, hit the like button, share this video with your friends so more people can mm, know about us, and we are happy to make this analysis for you. That's it for this video. Thank you for watching, and